And this one is a set collection card game that can be played both competitively or cooperatively. But in this game, essentially the way that you're playing is that you're trying to collect different sets of these creatures. And the game's set up by putting a whole bunch of creatures out in a grid. And then you're going to have a shared character meeple in the middle of that grid. Each of the creature cards will have a victory point value associated with them, an elemental type, as well as an evolution group that if you're able to get all the cards within that evolution group, then you'll actually double the value of the victory points for each of those cards. And the number of cards you use when you set up your main grid does depend on player count, and you're going to be drawing those evenly from the different elemental types. Once you get that grid of cards all set up, the game is super easy to teach and play because all a player is going to be doing on their turn is moving that shared standee any amount of spaces either vertically or horizontally, stopping on a card of their choice. Whatever card they stop on, they'll be able to claim that into their own set of cards, adding to their victory points at the end of the game. And even though this game has very simple turns, there still is quite a bit of strategy here because not only are you worrying about which card that you want to claim into your set, but you're also setting up the next player for their cards. So whether or not you're playing cooperatively or competitively, you want to keep that in mind to either set up your next player in a cooperative game or to try and prevent them from getting the cards that you know that they want in a competitive game. And of course, you're going to be doing everything in your power to get a full set of evolutions for whichever creatures that you're trying to claim, so you don't want to line up one of the other players in order to steal one of those cards. And the game just continues like this until no more players are able to claim any more cards from the grid. And in a cooperative game, you're just going to be adding up your total score and then grading yourself based on the amount of points that you're able to get. But in a competitive mode, it's the player with the most victory points that wins the game. But one other thing that's different about the competitive mode is that each of the players are going to have some artifact cards at the beginning of the game, and these are one-time use, but they're going to allow you to do all sorts of special abilities and mess with the game in different ways. And of course, if this one sounds interesting to you, you can check it out, and I have links in the description below.